All right, the Buffalo Bills win 24-18 in a game that, once again, they tried to give away at the end. They tried to give this game away at the end of the day. You're talking about two straight times where it was fourth down and we had to stop and foul calls. There was illegal contact and then there was the face mask. We tried to give this game away, guys. Matter of fact, there was a couple other fourth down conversions where we literally gave up the middle, we gave up the hook. The running back was wide open in the check down, wasn't a player 10 yards distance from Rachaad White. And, we just could not get off the field there at that. Again, we wasted around 7 minutes, but still, we didn't even give our offense an opportunity to try to close this game down. So we literally tried to give this game away. Of course, this is the game that you could have easily scored over 38 points in this game. You had a failed fourth down conversion at the 1 yard line. When, again, you have a 250-pound quarterback that you can try to run the tush push with. Instead, you decide to run out a shotgun. And single back. And, again, I'm tired of Latavius Murray, right? I understand that he's used for third and yard situations. Listen, it's not working. Like, I'm kind of tired of Latavius Murray. I'm not going to lie. He's not explosive. He's not fast at all. Whenever you try to run him off the perimeter, he can't really do it. You try to incorporate in the receiving game. It's just like, dude, it's to a point where I'm kind of like, just let's feature Cook just more. Feature Cook more in this offense. Feature James Cook a little bit more in this offense compared to Latavius Murray. That's just me. But offensive play calling got better. It did get better today. And I think a big reason why was because of 11 personnel. I talked about it in the last video, but I actually really truly do believe that McDermott wanted 12. He wanted to incorporate 12 with this offense, and I think Ken Dorsey felt uncomfortable with it, right? We've heard rumors of McDermott butting head with his coaching staff at times because he wanted to incorporate things, and they didn't want to do it. But because McDermott's the head man, they have no choice but to do it. I keep hearing rumors about it all the time, and I actually do think it's happening. And it makes sense. Ken Dorsey, for the most part, since he's been here under Brian Daboll's tutelage, what has he know, and what has he learned and ran for pretty much the majority of his career here in Buffalo? 11 personnel. That's what he knows best. That's what he's learned from Brian Daboll being the quarterback coach and from being the quarterback coach here. That's what he knows best. That's where he knows that, again, Josh Allen's more comfortable with running 11 personnel, and we start to run a little bit more 5 wide, and we start to run a little bit more on shotgun, and we start to incorporate more receivers in the passing game instead of just focusing and utilizing on 2 particular players. Because when you run 12, you don't use your tight ends in the passing game at all in 12. You just don't. You do not utilize these tight ends well in the passing game. So now, for the most part, it's really just Diggs. It's Diggs. Sometimes you can use Shakir and then Gabe Davis. And you can tell that their lack of targets are going down. When we use 11 personnel, everybody eats. Everybody eats an 11 personnel, right? There's a lot much more stuff you can do. And it starts to make your offense a little bit more unpredictable in the passing game. Now, listen, I'm a big fan of 12 personnel, but you need a coordinator that knows how to utilize 12 personnel and knows how to utilize that knows how to utilize it well. Dorsey doesn't. It seems like Dorsey is still learning on the fly of how to use it, and also it's like a hybrid mixed in with 11 or 12, right? We are not the New England Patriots, right? The New England Patriots were the kings 12 personnel. Remember back in the day with Aaron Hernandez and Rob Gronkowski, and then you had Wes Welker? They were the kings of running 12 personnel. We are not at that level. We're not even close to reaching that particular level. That's what we're trying to be, though. That's why you drafted Dalton Kincaid in the first round, despite having a $50 million tight end, and you wanted to focus on being a little bit more balanced and running the football, but that's not what works for Josh Allen. That's not how you're going to get the best out of Josh Allen. You saw tonight, with the exception of that one dumbass pick, which it is what it is. Josh Allen's going to turn over the ball. It is what it is. He's going to make some dumb plays here and there. But you saw how comfortable he was. The ball was quick out of his hand. The ball came quick out of his hands. For the most part, Khalil Shakir almost had 100 yards. Gabe Davis got involved. Diggs still got involved. Your tight end got involved. And Dalton Kincaid, who would have thought? Wow, you put Dalton Kincaid in a lot of really good situations where he can utilize his versatility as far as his route tree goes. All of a sudden, he can become a decent playmaker for you. Who would have fucking thought that, yeah, Dalton Kincaid could make plays? Like, everybody eats in this offense. Hardy, what you can use with him when you run him in motion, and what you can use for him in certain route patterns. Like, that's what happens when you utilize 11. And again, I'm a big fan of 12, right? I'm a huge fan of 12, like I said. But until you have a coordinator that knows how to utilize, and you also need the personnel to run that package. I don't think we have the personnel to directly run that package to the best of its ability. We have the package to run 11. I think we just don't have the package to run 12 to the best of its ability. And we have shown signs. We've seen some really good games for Buffalo where they've done it. But obviously, we've seen 3 good games where they've done it. We've seen 3 terrible games where they've done it, where they're still trying to clearly figure some things out. You don't have time. Now, at this point, midseason, you don't have time to experiment and do all this bullshit. You have to, at this point of the season, you got to figure out, you got to know what your team is. And I think when they take a look at the film and they see how successful this passing attack was and how comfortable Josh Allen was, didn't have to think too much, got the ball out extremely quick. Of course, he made a dumbass decision by throwing that. Again, I hated that bootleg. I'm not going to put on Allen because that was a terrible. Who the fuck? We keep running that fucking bootleg and it never works. We keep trying to run that play action. It never, ever works. So that was a bad play call, but Josh Allen, throw the ball on the ground or take the sack. Do not take the turnover, but it is what it is. But yeah, 11 personnel, it just fits us. This is what we do best. This is how we've been able to become one of the best offenses in football. It's because we run 11 personnel. We got to stick with it. If we get killed by it, we get killed by it. But fuck it, it is what it is. We still were able to found a way to run the football effectively and efficiently. We still found a way to get our playmakers a little more involved, and way more of our playmakers are more involved. And I hate to say it, Dawson Knox being hurt might have been the best thing for Buffalo, because now with him gone, you run 11, all of a sudden Dalton Kincaid starts to flourish within this offense, because he starts to flourish within this offense. Because I saw a Dalton Kincaid who can get separation. I saw Dalton Kincaid that has a solid route pattern and has a very understanding of particular coverages, whether if he needs to sit or whether if he needs to go, whatever his option is, he has a much better understanding in the receiving game compared to Knox. So this is what we need to do from now on. We got to just stick with 11 personnel, and we just need to go from there. Stop with this 12 bullshit and let's go to 11. Again, I'm not saying completely eliminate it. You can incorporate some of it, but let's not do a 50-50. Let's not do the whole 55-45 bull crap. Just stick with 11. You can incorporate some 12 here and there, but stick to what you do best. Defensively, I thought Christian Benford played a hell of a game. Ed Oliver being back, I thought that definitely made a difference for us. We still gave him some huge chunk plays. Again, we need a one tech, and we got to trade for something. We got to make trades, guys. We got to make trades for the one tech. We keep getting gashed at that particular spot. Jordan Phillips is not a good run defender. Tim Settle's not a good run defender. Poona Ford's not a good run defender. The only good run defender on your D-line is really Ed Oliver. You got to have another one tech. But I thought we played a solid game. I thought overall wise, we did a really good job limiting mistakes. The only thing I would have a complaint about was that, again, it was penalties towards the end of the game that kept just giving them the ball. Like, we kept making dumbass decisions and dumbass mistakes in order for them to get in there. And I think another complaint would just be our run game. It was really our run game and just the dumb penalties towards the end. That's the only biggest complaints I have. Again, we'll see if Stubborn McBean can go ahead and make some trades and make this team better. But I don't know. It is what it is. I'm not on the bandwagon. This is not a Super Bowl contender yet. I still think that this is a team that can make the playoffs and win this division. I still think they can do it. I'm not jumping on that Super Bowl bandwagon. They got a lot to show me, but this was a good start for them so far. And hopefully they can get the win against Cincinnati next week. So catch you guys later. Peace.